Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to the 17th episode, the 18th race of this F1 2015 series with Kimi Räikkönen. Just 2 races away from F1 2016 content, so fingers crossed you're enjoying this series and are looking forward to that. Again, unfortunately, my stream footage that I recorded locally corrupted, so sadly having to use the lower quality actual stream itself, which hopefully you guys don't mind too much. Fingers crossed you're able to still enjoy the stream on the footage as much as normal. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to ensure you don't miss out on any further content. Like I say, one more race to go in this series after this one, and then we are into the brand new game. So I'm itching, absolutely desperate to get cracking with that new game. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, link in the description down below. That's where these streams go live, and of course follow me on Twitter too to ensure you could stay up to date with me and you know when I'm going live with the streams, etc. But for now, I'll leave you with the Brazilian Grand Prix starting from P2. Right then, here we go. Brazilian Grand Prix. I'm going to switch to Rich immediately. 2, 3, 4, 5, go. Great start from Nico. It's just a sluggish start from us, I think. But we are in Rich, and we've got the inside line, so we'll stick to it. I've got Sebastian on the outside of me, but he's now ducked out of it. So we're running P2, and we may even be able to get Nico into the next corner. We've got such a run on him here. I've pulled wide. It's just going to be battle of the late breakers. He broke later than me, but we forced him wide. We are past Nico Rosberg and into P1. That could be crucial for the championship battle. Of course, myself, Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, with 2 races to go, are all on the same amount of points. We all have 287 points heading into this Grand Prix. So whatever happens in this Grand Prix is going to have a massive effect on what happens in the penultimate Grand Prix and the title championship race. But I'm delighted to have gotten past Nico so early on. Now all I want to do is try and extend the gap. I might stay in Rich for a while, use a little bit extra fuel and just try and extend the gap, if possible. But as soon as they get DRS, Nico's going to be closing in on me. He's probably going to close in on me even without DRS down this straight, etc. Which is exactly what's happening. He's got Sebastian behind him as well. And then there's a bit of a gap actually, back to P4. Who actually is in P4, I'm not sure. Of course, Lewis is part of this championship battle, so the further back he is, the better as far as we're concerned, and as far as Nico Rosberg's concerned as well. Straight fight between 2 teammates for the title, as it is in real life. It's just that we've put a Ferrari in the mix as well. We'll try and control the race from the front, but depending on tyre wear, I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. DRS is enabled now, but I think we're just over a second ahead of the 2 behind us. And we are 1.6. That's big for us. And Seb will get DRS down the main straight as well, because he's going to be well within a second of Nico Rosberg. We're just trying to extend the gap as best we can. Sebastian's up into P2. Even though he's not in the title race, is our teammate going to have something to say about who wins the overall title? They're having a right old battle back there, Seb and Nico Rosberg, and it's playing into our hands because we're able to just drive away in front of them. Whoever was in P4 though has caught up Nico and Seb, and I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be Lewis. So there's now a clutch of 3 cars behind me, not just the 2. And Seb's past him again. No, Rosberg's past him. No, Seb's back in front. They're having such a good battle back there. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Seb's going to go for it. It is Lewis behind them as well. So Seb goes for it. He's up into P2. Then Nico gets him again round turn 2. And then Seb gets in front again. Lewis is right there on the tail of both of them. And they're going to have a run. So they're going to be 3 abreast going down this straight in a moment. If they have an accident, that would be even better. I'm sorry to wish that upon my teammate, but if he can wipe out one or both of the Mercedes in an accident, that would do us every single bit of favour we could possibly get. Lewis Hamilton has taken Nico Rosberg as well, so Nico's now down to 4th, Lewis is up to 3rd, and Seb is still holding on to that 2nd spot. Right, we're pitting. Pit stop number 1 for another set of option tyres. where will we come out with regards to everyone else? Lewis Hamilton stays out. Lewis stays out. No sign of Nico yet. Right, I'm going to switch to Rich. Will it let me switch to Rich? It's not letting me do anything with regards to my strategy yet. There we go. Right, we're going to switch up to Rich. We're still ahead of Nico. But the gap to Lewis is 13.8. The gap to Nico is 2.7. So we're still effectively running P1. Just the gap's been cut a little bit. But I'm hoping that because they pit so early, they're going to have to go an extra stop. And if we can stretch this set of tyres as well, we might just be able to get away with the 3. Wants me to stop on lap 26. Gap to Lewis is shrinking though, drastically. Going that extra lap is going to kill Lewis off. If it is even just the 1 lap that he's gone extra, yeah, that'll be him in the pits now. So we're going to retake P1, and Lewis will drop even further behind than he was. Nico's pulling away from Sebastian Vettel by about half a tenth a lap. It's not much at all, but he's definitely pulling away from him. After, we do have one other complete fresh set of options after this set that we're on now that we can go to, and then our only remaining sets of options will be slightly warm. Now because Nico and Seb pit early, their tyres are starting to go off now, and we're actually extending our lead by even more each lap at this point. So we're going to pit now on lap 26, and we'll pit for another set of options. Lewis will undoubtedly go further, which he has done. Quick stop will be handy. 2.6 is not a quick stop. Going to have to nail it on the outlet. We'll switch back up to Rich though once we're out of the pits. And back into Rich. We're still ahead of Nico. Gap to Lewis is about the same as it was last time we pit. It was 13.8 when we came out the pits before. It's now 12.9 and we're 4.6 ahead of Nico, whereas previously it was 2.7-ish, I think. So we're gaining time with every pit stop on our competitors. We just need to at least match their pit strategy, if not beat it, and we'll be able to take home the win from this one. It wants me to stop on lap 40 next. It is going to end up being a 4-stop race, I think. We're fighting over 13th place, and there's someone in 12th a little bit further down the line. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this at all. They've all got DRS as well, and they're all trying to overtake each other. Oh my god, through the middle of 3 of them. That may have saved us an awful lot of aggro, and may actually help us with regards to staying ahead of everybody else. That was ridiculous. They all slowed up in unison, and we just flew straight through the middle of all of them. Only Nazar and Maldonado now ahead of us. That first stint, where we were able to extend the gap as Nico and Seb fought, and the fact that Lewis started P6 is the only reason we have the lead we do right now. We'll run laps 38, 39 and 40 in standard. The gap is 8.5 to Nico, but Lewis is only 0.2 behind him, so Lewis is going to be taking P2 either on track or as Nico pits at some point soon. There you go. The change has happened. Lewis Hamilton is now up into P2. Thank you, Daniel. I'll take the DRS and disappear down the road. So I think after this round of pit stops, Lewis will just be ahead of Nico. Because it closed the gap so much during this stint, I think when we pit and when Lewis pits, Lewis will come out ahead of Nico and in P2 outright. Which will mean that he's then just going to try and chase us down for the rest of the Grand Prix. The gap is 8.2, so we are going to pit with the Sauber there. And I presume Lewis will go one more lap, as he has done each and every time so far. Checo's pitting again behind us as well. That should be Lewis going past now. and is another slow start, 2.555. Naza's going to come out in front of us, but he should move out of the way pretty sharpish once we get back onto the track and are racing again. I'm just going to dive bomb him and hope that he stays out of the way, which he did good. The gap to Lewis is 11.5. So we're closer to Lewis. We're also not quite as far away from Nico as we might have liked. But Nico's actually had a very good opening couple of laps on his latest stint, which means Lewis may actually still come out behind him. Nico's ahead of Lewis again. That has helped us no end, because Lewis is clearly the faster Mercedes, but if he's stuck behind his teammate, it means he can't overtake us as soon as he might like. The gap to Nico is 4.5. Seb's in the pits again. I'm not sure why, unless he went to primes and went a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure he pit back on like lap 36 or something, so whether Seb got damage or something, I'm not sure, but he's definitely pit too many times by now. Thinking I'm going to have to pit on lap 53, not 54, which means we are going to be quite slow at the end of the race. So fourth and final pit stop for a set of primes, at least I hope final pit stop for a set of primes. And we want this set of tyres to last us till the end of the Grand Prix. I think that there is Nico. Gap to Lewis is 15. And that is Nico, 2.7 seconds behind us. So Lewis is going even longer, although to be fair we stopped a lap early compared to where the team wanted us to, so Lewis is probably going to pit this lap. It looks like it's growing. Like it was 2.7, it looks a lot more than that right now. That's Lewis is 14.1. What's happened to Nico?
Rosberg is behind you, around 20 plus seconds.
Did Nico pit again? Nico pit again? Why? So Nico Rosberg pit for another set of options 3 laps ago, and then did 2 laps on that set and then pit again for primes. So because he pit so early the first time round, he couldn't get far enough on his 3 stops to have enough life in his primes to do the final stint, so he had to pit an extra time. But Lewis is in the pits now, so that says to me that it's going to be a two-way fight. A two-way fight for the win, not a three-way fight. Nico is almost definitely going to finish third. But that's Lewis on the other side of this left-hand wall from us now. So Nico's basically thrown his championship away. That's going to be Lewis coming out the pits there. And he's going to try and chase us down between now and the end of the race. And Nico Rosberg has completely thrown his championship away. So unless something drastic happens in the final Grand Prix, well, I mean, roles could always be reversed, couldn't they? Nico could finish third here and then win in Abu Dhabi, and I could finish third and Lewis could finish second, and we'd finish on exactly the same amount of points. But let's rephrase that. He's not thrown his championship away, but he's definitely not done it any favours. Lewis is 3.6. I should hopefully have DRS here. Yes! It's going to help us. Any extra little bit of DRS we can get between now and the end of the race is going to drastically help our chances of finishing ahead of Lewis. The gap is only 3.3. We're going to get another batch, another lot of DRS here too. And we are going to take Felipe. Alright. I'll try and run in rich through sectors 1 and 3, and then in standard through sector 2, just to try and make my fuel last that little bit longer. Because running in rich through this sector isn't really going to do us many favours, or it's not going to give us that much of an advantage. I'm going to run in rich just for a couple of laps through the whole lap, as well as including sector 2, just to try and get a little bit further ahead. Now hopefully we'll get DRS off NASA, and that will help us. We are going to get DRS off Nazar, and that's going to come in handy. We were only able to win in Russia. Not Russia. We were only able to win in China thanks to getting DRS on the final straight from Will Stevens, and DRS here at Brazil could be the difference between us winning or finishing second in this Grand Prix as well. Lewis is in mix 3 though, he's running on full revs, so we're going to have to stay in rich 2. But I don't know how much fuel he's got left, that's the thing. There are some cars up ahead though. If we could just catch them, we could just catch these cars up ahead and get a little bit of extra DRS, and maybe they might help slow Lewis down a little bit as well if he struggles to get past them. But I have a feeling they're going to be too far ahead to catch.
Careful on the tyres. Our data is showing some wear. Most likely you'll be able to feel it.
I can. I also nearly feel Lewis Hamilton coming up right behind me as well. So I haven't got time to worry about tyre wear. Just need to keep going as fast as I can. 2.3. We are able to pull away through sector 2. I'm going to have to come out of rich though. I'm going to have to drop out of rich revs down to standard. If I finish this lap on standard, we should be able to run the final 2 laps on rich. He's right there. Fucking hell. I just don't want to let him get within a second of me and get DRS, because then we're doomed. Well, maybe not doomed, but definitely hands the advantage to him. Gap is 2.1 at the end of sector 2. Being quick through sector 2 is our only hope, I think, of holding him off. But we're doing well so far. On to lap 70, 2 laps to go. The gap is
Just 5% of our initial
5 seconds.
5%.
Has Lewis pit? I think Lewis has pit. Scenes if Lewis has pit. He's in the pit, we've won the race. Lewis Hamilton has pit with 2 laps to go. He's closing me down by 2 or 3 tenths every lap, and with 2 laps to go he's pit and handed us the race victory. And relief. We are going to be getting the win here at Brazil. I'm going to run in lean and try and save my tyres between now and the end of the race. I think we would have been able to stay ahead of Lewis Hamilton regardless of that extra pit stop, but as we head into the 3rd sector for the 71st and final time, we are going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix here. It is going to be a 4th win in a row. Russia, United States, Mexico, Brazil. We now lead the World Championship outright by 7 points from Lewis Hamilton. By 4, just because he said 4 races in the thing. We're going to lead by 7 points in the championship from Lewis Hamilton. We're going to lead by 10 points from Nico Rosberg in the championship. Our 4th win in a row is going to see us lead into the final Grand Prix at Abu Dhabi, which obviously we will do on stream tomorrow. If you're watching on YouTube, that race will be uploaded tomorrow. I may even upload that race today, the same day as you see this one, depending on what the scheduling is like with the series. I'm not sure. I might end up uploading it still once each day, but we end up finishing 17.8 seconds ahead of Lewis, 32 seconds ahead of Nico Rosberg. If only Seb had been able to take Nico as well. Nico actually stopped 6 times. Nico stopped an extra time as well. And Seb was only 6 seconds behind him in the end. Danny Kvyat in 5th. We lapped everybody else. Daniel Ricciardo, unfortunately for him, loses a space or 2 thanks to his penalty there. And we were, in the end, actually 4 laps ahead of both Roberto Merri and Will Stevens. And Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez both pit 11 times because logic. So, as a result of that race, that's what the standings look like heading into the final Grand Prix of the season. 312 to 305 to 302. 7 points clear of Lewis. 10 points clear of Nico. 1 race to go. That will be tomorrow night. So if you're watching on YouTube, drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to this channel too for the remainder of this series, and of course F1 2016 stuff that will be coming very, very soon as well. And I'll leave you there. Thank you very much for watching. and I'll see you next time.